I've watched Ed since he was elected. He impresses me because when he speaks, he says the things and asks the questions that I want to hear. That's why I'm here.
Well, I'm hoping to get more clarity around some major issues, particularly the economy and education, which seem to me to be the things that matter the most at the moment.
I was really interested in finding out what he had to say, actually, more than anything else, and what the big issues were over the next few years. I was quite curious to find out, because I haven't seen much of him.
I don't know a lot about him, and I'm wanting to be open-minded, and I appreciate the fact that he's gone to the trouble to find out where the people are at.
I think I would like to see him talking about the lack of homes for our younger people. I think affordable homes is a very important question.
I think the first thing is that the big argument really in politics today is about the future of our economy. And the question is the main priority simply to cut the deficit, simply to cut the budget deficit, or do we have bigger tasks as a country? And I think we've got bigger tasks as a country, which is about cutting the deficit, but it's about how we have a proper plan for growth and jobs in this country, how we can get young people the jobs they need, how we can learn the lessons of the financial crisis.
My name's Elliot, and I'd like to ask a question about equality, because as a primary school teacher, I'm not seeing full evidence of a living wage for everyone, and I just don't think that's fair.
I think the problem with government, and maybe it relates to Gillian's question, is that you overestimate what you can do in the short term and underestimate what you can do in the long term. So a programme like Children's Centres or Sure Start, I think can make an enormous difference, but the idea that it was going to do it all in 5 years is probably unrealistic. At the same time, I don't think we did enough to change the structure of our economy, and I think that's what the implication of your living wage point is, to make sure that actually, for example, if you work, you're taken out of poverty.
I think we ought to be looking to seeking to encourage, train, recruit more senior politicians from a whole diverse range of backgrounds, rather than having career politicians.
So you need more diversity. You're absolutely right about that. And actually, we often talk about gender and ethnic diversity, and they're really important. But we also need class diversity as well. Now, my parents were immigrants from this country to this country, and so I have a sort of complicated background. But I think that making sure that we have people in Parliament who are from the kind of backgrounds that you're talking about is incredibly important. And as part of the changes to our party that we're going to make sure that that is one of the things that we do.
I'm interested to hear more about redistribution and how far you're going to go with that. You've made the point that there are things that you don't want to promise because you can't deliver, and there are things that we may no longer have the resources for. But I think the feeling is the resources are actually here, it's just they're in a very small select part of our society instead of spread all the way down.
Look, I'm somebody who believes in redistribution. I'll put that right on the table. Why have I taken the position I have on the 50p tax rate over 150,000, which I'm sure you'll probably think is not enough, but why have I taken that position? Partly because I think it's necessary for reducing the deficit, but I also, and it's a fair way of doing it, but also because I think when it comes to who bears the burden, if you like, it should be those at the top who bear the burden. Why have I said what I've said on the banker's bonus tax, which should carry on at least for one more year and possibly more? Because I think it should be those who are better off in society who should bear the burden.
I came here tonight with an open mind. I find my feelings and hopes from Ed Miliband were more than fulfilled. It was really nice.
I was impressed tonight. He comes over far better in real life than he does come over on the television.
I feel he came across to me as a very sincere person, and I think that that's what we're really looking for in politics.